What's up, Dream Squad? It's Matt and Alex with Building the Dream. Today we're here interviewing for the second time modern medicine. Today we have Jordan and John. You guys want to give us one interesting fact about yourselves?
Go ahead, John.
I'm going to be competing in a dragon boat paddling race this Saturday.
Oh, that's this Saturday?
Yeah, and I'm trying to have that as one of my new hobbies is pursuing paddling.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Were you able to find? Yeah, were you able to find a team for it, or did you just get drafted on someone else?
Through CBD, and then I've been doing dragon boating for a nonprofit team the last couple of summers at Barker's, and I had ran into him, and then 50 times in 3 weeks, this guy who was our steersman, and he's captain of a local paddling team, kind of a competitive one, and by CBD. Well, after that, so it's kind of this journey of connecting with him, but now, after being invited for a little while, went on the paddle and hey, let's go compete this weekend. So
awesome.
Yeah, I got embarrassed by some 60-years. It's humbling. It's great.
They've been doing it longer.
You say 6-year-olds?
Everyone's giving me the same comfort. Like,
Yeah.
That's crazy. Interesting fact, I love to mountain bike. Mountain biking, that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I do it as much as I can.
It's definitely unique.
Yeah.
How about you share with our viewers what time you get up to go mountain biking?
It depends, really. There's a lot of variables, but usually super early or super late. 2 a.m., midnight, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., usually dark.
There's less chance of running into people at that.
Yes, it's off. It's really quiet. Trails are nice.
Cool. So, modern medicine CBD. Why don't you guys give us like a brief introduction to the company, kind of what it's about, and how you got started.
Okay. So we started Modern Medicine CBD last May. It spurred from a necessity of needing a product that was easy to understand how to use it and getting some information that I as a consumer wanted. And so I found a group or a company that was producing it and decided to connect with them to buy some product, and it turned into this business venture. I got some of the skills, solicited skills from some of my friends who were already doing some businesses that were seemingly related, and kind of took off from there. So utilizing CBD for managing my PTSD symptoms and different anxiety stuff. The basis of the company really is to provide transparent, knowledgeable, relatable faces in this kind of cannabis journey that everyone seems to be at least hearing about or possibly going on for themselves.
Interested, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's a wild west out there right now. I mean, I just went by Quick Trip and they're selling CBD products, so everybody's got their hand in the cookie jar right now.
Yeah.
So how does your business differentiate from all the other gold rushers?
When we first started, there wasn't anyone in the area, and ahead of time tried to answer that question. Been to different legal states and just seen the growth moving into the hemp, even hemp-derived CBD stuff in those states, seeing how it took off, knowing that there are going to be some big businesses coming in. That was the assumption. So the thought was to take more of a personal route and connect with people, and also be a source of information. Yeah. So there's quite a bit of, and I'm sure all the listeners have, if you've looked up CBD, you've come across this long list of probably multiple contradictions within that. So education and kind of that reliability aspect where I'm not a store getting it from someone else. Hey, that's who we bought it from, that guy. And not saying that if we had a store it wouldn't be different, but taking more of that ownership of the company, that was something that we were really interested in, is having total control from top to bottom, marketing, education, pricing, and double checking that our producer was doing what they said they were going to do.
Testing.
And I think that's really important in today's day. People want to know what they're putting in their body, so they just don't want to go buy from any random stranger off the streets.
Right.
Obviously, you guys have the research and knowledge to explain why it's beneficial, where a lot of these other people are just like Matt said, they have their hand in the cookie jar, just tapping into
just cash grab.
Exactly. So what kinds of examples can you give me of like some of the benefits of CBD and like who it can help?
CBD, the benefits, that's a question I get all the time, and it's a great one, and I've gotten a pretty evolved answer. It's So the benefits of CBD overall are going to be working towards achieving balance within your body, working through more ways than I can hardly understand, and the more I think I know something about it, the more research comes out. That's less of the way, and this is more of the way. So it's interacting with different receptors in your body, including the endocannabinoid receptors, serotonin receptors, different pain receptors, and working to, in the general sense, bring all of those into this narrow window that your body likes to operate called homeostasis or balance.
Yep.
So if it was something, let's say like pain, it would possibly go after more of a superficial aspect of that pain, depending on the route of pain. And the more I looked into it, there's multiple different pathways of pain. So when someone, hey, I've got pain, is this going to help me? It could be answered cookie cutter fashion.
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely.
Helps with inflammation. It helps with this. Helps with that.
Everybody's
Making
pain.
a sales pitch.
Everybody's pain.
Yeah.
So my pain is more explanation sometimes than maybe people are looking for if they're looking to be sold.
Yeah.
But I'm looking to connect with people and see what do they need. So the benefit is an individualized kind of journey. So the benefit of modern medicine CBD is getting a guide or guides for that journey. You're not left in the dust. Here's the product. Take it a couple times. We put it under your tongue, whatever. Give you a little sheet and send you on your way.
Yeah.
So benefits, if your body's out of balance, there's a potential that CBD could help your body restore itself towards balance.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the easiest way to describe it, and that's not cutting any corners on like, oh, well, they just wouldn't understand it. It's all developing. Even the genetic aspects of it are super fascinating. So it's a really fast-paced field research-wise, as well as different regulations and just where the community's at. Since the last time we talked, we have a different demographic we're talking to. We have a different clientele, different needs, different stage of cannabis awareness, we'll call it.
Yeah. And you have a kind of a unique story as well, right? You were in the military.
Yep.
And CBD has helped with, you said, your PTSD, right? Okay. Can you give us a little bit of that story?
Yeah, definitely. So I joined the military while I was still in high school. So as soon as I graduated, I ended up going to basic training and medic school. I joined the Army National Guard, so I got to come back. So after a period of training, found out, okay, you're getting deployed. Ended up getting deployed to Kuwait and Iraq to close out that combat area in 2011 and 12. And while being a driver and then a medic on these different convoys, and as well as experience a head injury while I was on leave, sad enough, my mom was a little upset about that. But all that stuff put together, when I came back, I noticed that I was a little bit different, and so did other people. First few years were spent coping extremely negatively, drinking quite a bit, isolating, going through this cycle of, oh, I'm who I am, I can do this, and then crashing to the point where I had to take a break and figure it all out, and literally broke myself to get to that point. Had shoulder surgery from a little altercation that kind of peaked out this craziness of trying to cover up what I had going on.
Yeah.
And down the road a ways, I ended up getting surrounded by people who were encouraging me to look at myself when I was thinking about care. Being a medic, I tend to look at other people quite a bit. They were other military veterans, and I'm like, hey, what's your VA status? Trying to figure out what I've got going on as far as my relationship with them, and I said I didn't have one. So that kind of started this whole shift in my mindset. I've got to take care of myself, and that led me down the road to start looking for things, more natural things, to help take care of myself. I didn't want to become any kind of a zombie. I already had enough things going on that I wasn't feeling in control of. So looking for something that could help me feel in control of the situation, and down the road, diet, exercise, cannabis, and CBD specifically has been a big help with that. So it's one of the reasons I actually got into the business, was to help provide not only a source for people that I know, or that common story of, well, it's from pot, so I don't even want to think about it, even if the drug testing might not even be in the scenario. So that motivated me to be able to, hey, I'll take the confusion, maybe the morality finger wagging or whatever it may be, because of where I had moved through in my stages and thinking about it medically, and decided to use cannabis in more of a public medicinal way, and this business ties right into that.
Yeah. Well, and that's huge too. PTSD can be crippling for people. So if that helps to aid people and rehabilitate people, that's awesome. And you have that story,
Right.
you know, that you can kind of promote and you can show people, hey,
People
this
can
is
relate.
exactly, this is who I am, this is where I've been, and here I am now. So
Especially veterans, you know, I feel like
exactly.
he touches home super heavy with veterans, just
Yeah.
'cause, you know, a lot of veterans have PTSD.
Yeah, for sure.
And to be able to truly sell something, you have to be sold on it yourself. And it sounds like from what you've discovered and what you've found, you're really sold on it and want to help spread the word with everybody.
Yeah, there's in discovering, there's a lot of stuff to look at, but once you get to the repeatable stuff that you see at the higher level of scrutiny, it paints this picture of, hey, what you're saying might not be proven, but that's definitely, it's matching your reality. I'm not creating this perspective of, oh, this product or other cannabis products are healthy for you when they're actually not.
Yeah.
So there's more of an overall big picture being tied together by science, culture, and I'm sure other influences too. But it's been interesting, even just over the last year, moving from people saying I don't know what that is, or is that the pot stuff, to
Yeah.
I get mine from here, but I'm out, so I'm looking for a source. I like the local aspect, sure. So we've got people who have either tried CBD now, use it, or they have a family member that uses it and they're looking to support someone who's local.
Help them.
So you can put a face to the brand. Or faces.
So Jordan, how do you fit into all this?
Being best friends with John is basically the main where it ties in, but after high school I went to college for a little bit, and a lot of my life is like trial and error, so I didn't really like college, ended up dropping out of that, went to work construction, ended up dropping out of that. Love hard labor. When I quit construction, I started my own company that was in the cannabis industry. And from there, you know, kind of had that paradigm shift like John, where it went from, you know, working the 9 to 5, not really caring about myself, to, okay, now I own a business and now I need to be the best I can be, because I am the business basically, along with, you know, my co-partners of course. So being in the cannabis industry and then having a few years under my belt with being an entrepreneur, and then, you know, John wanting to start up, and then me having a little bit of knowledge in the cannabis industry, also using the products as well, and CBD and cannabis, that kind of is how it led into partnering up with John in modern medicine.
Awesome. So who handles what? Who does what roles in modern medicine?
I'd say I'm more in the marketing.
Okay.
Basically it. Marketing, photography, you know, social media.
Getting the word out there.
Yep,
Yeah.
as much as I can.
Yeah.
I feel like we all have so many hats, you know, where
that's
we're
true.
all kind of doing as much as we can.
When it's just, you know, I think it's two of you, and do you have one other guy?
We do, yes.
So when it's
Shout
only
out Tyler
three of you-
Swanson.
Graphic designer.
Yeah, we can talk about him too.
Yeah.
But yeah, when there's only 3 of you, running a business, that you have a lot of things that you have to take care
Right,
of.
and we pretty much all do everything underneath each little, you know, we can kind of say, you know, I take pictures, I do social media, but
Yeah.
if I'm not there, he'll do it. So
Yeah.
it's
kind of a cover down, evolving, looking at different stages of the year, busyness,
right.
trying to
Got school here.
pick up wherever we need to.
Yeah.
Looking for long-term awareness of kind of the philosophy versus, hey, modern medicine CBD.
Yeah.
Trying to get people to think of, one, cannabis as a possible medicine, and 2, kind of ties right in with that, is just the mindset of it. So giving it a chance based off of whatever fair chance you would give to something else without a name.
Yeah.
If it is hurting people, well, let's stop doing it. If it doesn't work, well, let's stop doing it. And then if we can give it more of that fair testing, then I think that, you know, I'm open to adjusting my views as they come to pass, possibly through different research and showing, hey, this might not be good to be doing, or in this way, or at this level, or whatever. I'm waiting for that to happen, and I think that's part of what we're here doing, is bringing awareness to not only what's already available, but kind of through my story and just the lives we live, trying to
Promote.
model what it could be, the modern cannabis user, you could say, or
Right.
someone who chooses a different way to look at things.
Yeah.
So it seems like brand image is really big for you guys. And another thing that goes hand in hand with brand image is marketing and advertisement. With a product like CBD, I'm sure there's currently restrictions on ways you can market it. So what are your guys' marketing channels?
As many as we can. We get shut down on a lot of stuff, but right now, word of mouth. It's always.
You get shut down a lot?
Yeah. Well,
because
our
it's
website
legal
and PayPal. Sorry, go ahead.
It's legal on a federal level, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
As of 2019, it is solidly
Okay.
legal, and even transporting across state lines, and it's federally
Yeah.
good to go. The thing is, there's rules within Facebook or Instagram.
Oh.
You can't advertise smoking. You can't advertise drinking.
Oh.
So
The
any
platform's policy.
Yeah,
whatever
essentially.
level they want to
Yeah.
make it to. So it's basically controlling who gets to put their name out when it comes to this stuff and
Right.
what's being allowed
Because
to
there's
be,
still
whatever.
people marketing on those platforms.
Yeah.
Just not the small guys.
Yeah.
But on those platforms, instead of kind of the traditional marketing of, hey, we do a post and we say, hey, we're over here trying some CBD, we actually try to make it our lives be the advertising.
Yeah.
So that, again, ties into that brand image really well, too. And I think that's connecting with people closer to our age and even people who are just more frequently on social media and have an interest in. It's kind of like the new TV. You want
Definitely.
it's more relevant, and
Definitely.
you can learn a lot more useful things about people within your community, seeing
And
what
you
they're
can-
doing.
Select what you want to watch a lot.
It's a la carte rather than paying $100 a month for channels that the cable provider gives you.
Right.
Well, and it's more personalized too because people see you.
Mhm.
Right.
They see you as the brand of the
Right.
company
Yep.
or the face of the company, and so
Something
they
relatable.
then they can relate to you.
On
So-
top of those, we're doing farmers markets. Try to do as many pop-up booths and stuff like
Yeah.
that as we can. We're in a couple different retail fronts.
Cool.
And our big thing right now, actually, kind of one of the shifts. So we were originally trying to get a little integrated within some more business type networks, and I think there could be some work done within that to use that channel a little bit better. But I think where we're going to find the best connections are looking for a few really good ones, such as we're talking with Back Alley Duluth.
Yeah. Shout out.
Shops like that can be more like local hubs.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the thought on their end too, would be creating a partnership and having people be able to pick stuff up there and make it even more community based. Getting it not only from someone whose face you can recognize, but from the shop that you want to.
Right.
Yeah.
Which has the same qualities with a face you can recognize.
Yeah. So man, you guys are busy a lot.
Yeah.
Still, it's been a couple months since the last time we sat down and talked, but yeah, you guys are always busy. How do you stay motivated? What drives each of you?
So, I think it's a quote from Russ, and I'm motivated by my own potential.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of vague, and I feel like that's just one of the pieces of motivation for myself. But just improvement, it's just cool to see how far you can take things.
Mm-hmm.
So just seeing how much better you can be each day, and I feel like that came from, well, it was like, a domino effect. When I started being an entrepreneur, it was like I said, you had to be the best you could be, so then the business can follow after that. So when that happens, then you want the business to be the best it can be, so you're just kind of going back and forth, and then within that, you're trying to do everything better each time the next time. So the potential that I can be better is what really motivates me. So as long as I can just keep pushing forward, and then I keep analyzing that I may be getting better, or I have these areas I can improve on, I think it's just seeing that improvement is what really is motivating, along with the world around you improving as you do that. So you see your surroundings improve as well. So not only is it kind of selfish, it's also like selfless because you're improving your whole world, not just yourself.
Yeah.
So the business gets better, your friends get better, you know, everything around you gets better.
Yeah. Absolutely. John?
I would say that my motivation lately, and it's changed a couple times throughout my life and since I've gotten out of the military, but my motivation lately is it comes from seeing myself at such a different mindset, because I went from the ups of high school and the military, and got back and had some struggles, and saw that go down, got a hold of myself, started coming back up, and then had another event where I ended up now having to take care of my children by myself and taking care of all these little aspects of my life that I was not taking care of. And that brought me to this new level of recognition, like, hey, you've got stuff to work on. So the awareness of what it's going to turn out like if I'm not actively doing stuff, kind of that passive landslide.
You've seen it before.
Yeah.
You know, so you know where you've been.
The deep end is what motivates you.
It does, because it's really, even when it gets difficult and it seems pointless, there's that easy contrast of it's better than that.
Right.
It is much better than being oblivious to the reasons, blaming, feeling like step one is a mile away. It's just that awareness and honesty every day.
Reflection. Looking back.
So it ties into that same thing. I just didn't want to say. I'm trying to get better.
What do you say?
I'm just trying to get a little bit better than he is.
We motivate each other.
That's selfish.
Sibling rivalry.
Yep.
So expanding on the idea of motivation, I know both of you are very into personal development. Can you talk to us about what are your routines that you do to better yourself on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, certainly. All the things you can probably think of when you think about the topic. Education, you know, getting my education up, however that may be, podcasts, reading. I feel like I learn better, I retain more in podcasts, but I really like to sit down and read books. I like the calmness of sitting down to read books.
The pages feel good in the hands too.
Yeah, and it's kind of like working with your hands. You know, you can look at the book and be like, I read that. It's not just a digital copy you can lose or something. But working out, you know, physical activity, which I feel helps my brain so much, where you might not feel the connection, but I feel like there's a huge connection in between body and brain. And then everything within, what was the question again? Personal development?
Yes. What do you do? Yeah.
Okay, so read, education, physical activity, and then all the things within relationships. I've been trying to get my relationships better recently. I feel like connection with people is huge, so I've been trying to be more open and talkative, vulnerable with people. I feel like that's helped a lot with personal development, on top of the other things with education and being physical.
Yeah. John told me one time a while back, he said, every time I get tired, I just go work out, and then I'm not tired anymore.
Yep.
That is absolutely insane, but I love it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so personal development stuff, for me, I did have that with that curve.
Yeah.
The ability, once I've pulled my head out of the mud, to look back and do those same things. And I only did it because the people who I had been listening to, whether it was a video or a podcast or whatever, said that's what you need to do. You need to go back to it. You're not going to get it the first time. And so just having a mindset, a learner's, beginner's mindset of I'd rather struggle better than feel good about everything I'm doing. And so as far as personal development on my side, I'm kind of starting a little different aspect of my potential career path, going to school for outdoor and environmental education, and that's a lot of hands-on learning and interacting with school in a different way. So trying to challenge myself in more of a hands-on way. I've tended to do a lot of headspace personal development, and then not shying away from the application, but shying away from consistent public application in a not a look at me way, but this is just what I do, and it's not a phase in any way. It's the grind times when you're doing it for yourself in front of everyone else.
Yeah. I feel like stepping outside of the comfort zone is huge. No matter what it is. A lot of times I see myself, you have the voice in your head and it's like, you should do this, and then there's all the voices that tell you not to do it.
Yeah.
So it's just going with that initial gut feeling, no matter if you're scared or what's telling you not to do it. So stepping outside the comfort zone in any way you can, I feel is huge, just for growth. Even if, I hear a lot of people say, that wasn't a good situation, or all these situations are bad, and I'm always trying to tell people that there's no such thing as a bad situation. It's all beneficial.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the publicity thing, where it's like no publicity is bad publicity.
Yeah. If you learn from it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a step. It's building.
Yeah.
You just have to look for those things that, where, okay, that's what I learned from this, rather than, this is what happened to me.
Yeah.
Rather than that. So outside the comfort zone.
Cool.
Get outside that bubble.
One of the best quotes I ever heard was, "Life is 10% of what happens and 90% of how you react to it." And I feel like that is a really big thing to take away of being in a bad situation. It's only bad because you weren't able to accomplish what you needed to do.
Agreed, 100%. I don't know who that was, but
I don't remember who it is off the top of my head.
I've read it too.
It reminds me of one of my favorite Jim Rohn quotes. It's "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better."
Yeah.
Just the mindset. I love hearing. Just so simple.
Yeah.
Just
it's paradigm shift.
It just removes reason to complain.
Perspective, 100%. Like, I think about like foreign countries all the time when it comes to, if you never feel like you have enough, or if a situation's bad, it's like, dude, come on. People don't even have water.
Yeah.
In certain places.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, you can't even imagine that.
Yeah, and then we get mad when Burger King's out fries.
Or the McDonald's ice cream machine's down.
Yeah, for real. And it's like, it's just perspective, keeping that in your brain as like, yo, we got it good.
For sure. So give us a little plug. Where do people find you? How do they?
modcbd.com, modcbd.com. What's your cell number? I feel like people can
715-919-3920. You can definitely call, text me during regular business.
Just don't write it on the back.
That's commitment right there.
I'll get back to you. I answer quite a bit of calls, and that's actually one of the things that I don't think that's being done and how we separate ourselves is the availability.
Yeah.
So honestly, anybody who has any questions, if you give me a call, great. If I don't answer, leave a message. But if you definitely send me a text, you'll get a response and we can have a conversation. Yeah. So besides that, Modern Medic John for Instagram, and then Modern Medicine CBD for the different platforms for the company.
Yeah, no spaces. It's obviously at Modern Medicine CBD. My cell is 218-585-3CBD. Same with that. Hit the line, call, text anytime you want.
That's commitment right there, is when people are giving out their cell phone numbers because they want their customers to reach out.
Well, we do delivery as well. So we have on our website 2 free options. One of them is pickup, which that's going to be shifting. So stay tuned for that message on when and where you will be able to pick up. That's kind of part of that evolving piece, possibly with a local business.
Yep.
But the delivery, free, local, 15-20 miles. We're not going to go and trek out to Silver Bay or anything, but we'll definitely...
Maybe, we'll consider it.
knock on your door if you want to meet there, or at any other convenient place.
Yeah.
We're available.
That's awesome.
Farmers market every Tuesday on, Lake and Superior, 11 to 1 until September.
Mid-September.
I don't know when this will drop, but mid-September, that's fine.
Yeah.
Sweet, what else? You can find us in Cloquet Natural Foods, Mindful Practice in the Color Lounge. Are we still in Christy Marie?
Yep, above the Snooty Fox, Christy Marie Massage. Infinity Wellness and Massage in Hermantown.
Yep.
Oh, you guys are exploding. I didn't even know that. Wow, congrats.
It's connecting with the community kind of just seemed more of the beneficial energy route than trying to plug everything towards the online sales, make it all buy. Look at our
Right.
CBD.
Then you're just another marketer. You're not
Right.
a company. You're not a brand. You're
Right.
not an educational
Right.
resource.
And you don't really have a local base as much, in my
Yeah.
opinion, you know, if you're not going out there and showing face.
For sure.
Yeah, here's a little plug too. So we're really trying to build our profitability for one of the big things that I'm passionate about, and that's adding money back into the community. And Jordan and Tyler are on the same page with that, and we're looking to donate 10% of our profits to veteran nonprofits. Have a couple in mind. We're open for more suggestions, but also if there are any veterans and anyone who's listening live and they feel like they may benefit from either talking to me or listening to this, please recommend or share it. And as well as my number, I am more than happy to speak with anybody, whether that's 5 minutes, a text,
Right.
whatever they're comfortable
We
with.
do education pieces too. So
Yeah, if you're looking to book us for an education piece right now, it's the large price of free. We'd love to come talk to
Wow.
the business.
$3.99.
$3.99. We're looking to come talk to your business as well as your customers. And that's about CBD. You are carrying our CBD, or just if it's a private
Yeah.
meeting, want to get some questions answered, and you own a business, hit us up and we'll
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys sitting down with us for the second time.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
not
we're
technical
done.
difficulties.
Yeah.
We made this
We'll
one
see.
work. So.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you,
Absolutely,
boys.
guys.
Appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
Gosh, Jordan has such big hands.
You have-